Assalamu alaikum. I am Barik Rashid, your instructor, and welcome to 7-Minute Classroom. So in this class, we are going to learn about the concept of mole. Okay, so before talking about this, there is like stoichiometry. In chemistry, all the calculations related to molecules, atoms, ions, products and reactants are known as stoichiometry. That means the concept of mole is also goes under the sector of stoichiometry. Okay, so first of all we have to learn that what is mole actually. So before going to learn that, we are learning that we know if we are just going to a shop and we can say something like give me 1 kg of rice or give me 1 dozen of banana, like 1 dozen. So 1 dozen equals to 12. Okay, and that means the shopkeeper will give me 12 bananas, that is 1 dozen. If I just say that give me one pair of banana, that means 2. He will just give me 2 bananas. So that means here you can see I have written dozen pair. So why I have just written dozen and pair? Dozen and pair, these are the units. That means 1 dozen means the number is 12 and 1 pair means 2. Okay, so in this way, if you are just going to say 12 something is equals to 1 dozen, 2 number of something is equals to 1 pair. And then there is a number that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. This number of something, this number of a substance is equals to 1 mole. That means this number of amount of some element or some substance is known as 1 mole. So this is what 1 mole. If I will just give you some more example clearly, so I'm just erasing all that and I am giving now example with the elements or the atoms which are related to chemistry. So 12 oxygen or O2 atoms equals to 1 dozen O2 or 2 molecules of oxygen atom. Or if you are just going to say 100 O2 equals to 100 O2. Or you can also written in words 100 O2 atoms. Okay, so O2 molecules. Okay, so here I have just written 12 O2 molecules equals to 1 dozen O2 molecules. Okay, that means 12 equals to 1 dozen. That's how 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 O2 equals to 1 mole. That means that here I have just written dozen, 100, mole is also unit. Mole is also a unit. Okay, so mole is also an unit, and which is based on this number, that is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. And do you know what is this number is known as? This number is called Avogadro number. Avogadro number. Okay, so actually what is Avogadro number? So do you know about it? Like what is Avogadro number? Okay, so the number of molecules, atoms, ions are present in 1 mole of substance, that substance can be molecule, atom or ion, is called Avogadro number. I am just repeating the definition of Avogadro number again. The number of molecule, atom or ion present in 1 mole substance is known as Avogadro number. So I hope you have got a clear idea about what is Avogadro number. That means this number is known as Avogadro number. That means this number of atoms or molecules or ions is present in a substance, then like this now and then this will be called like Avogadro number. Okay, so next we are going to give some examples, and yes, this Avogadro number is denoted by n, and there will be a below of n. So that is the symbol, or through this Avogadro number is denoted. Okay, now we are going to see something. Okay, so like if we are right here like 1 mole atom, so 1 mole atom equals to how many atoms? That is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. That means in 1 mole atom there is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Then again, like in 1 mole molecule, 1 mole molecule equals to also 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. That means also like in 1 mole molecule there is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. Again in 1 mole ion, there is also 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 ions. Okay, so now let's see what is the definition of mole stands for. So if molecular or atomic mass is expressed in gram unit is known as mole, or is called mole. Okay, so if we are just going to give some more examples, then you will get a clear idea. Okay, so let's see, like there is O2, and what will be the molecular mass of O2? In one of my video I have just expressed that how can you determine the molecular mass of any kind of like molecule or compound. Okay, so O, then that is oxygen, that is 16, and there is 2, that's why, that means 16 into 2, there will be 32. That means the molecular mass of O2 is 32. So that means like 32 gram O2 equals to 1 mole O2. That means 32 gram O2 equals to 1 mole O2. That means there is like gram. That means the molecular mass here it is in gram, and here we have just seen if the molecular mass or atomic mass is expressed in gram unit, then that is called mole. So here we have just expressed the molecular mass in gram unit. So that's why it is 1 mole, and we have just learned that 1 mole equals to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, so 23 about 23 O2 molecules. That means in 32 gram O2 there is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 O2 molecules. Okay, so this is an example related to like molecular mass. Here I have just written like if molecular mass or atomic mass is expressed in gram unit is called mole. I have just given an example of molecular mass. It is like I have just written in short, that is molecular mass related, and here I am just going to read written like I will just write here like AM, that is like atomic mass. That means here I have just given an example by molecular, okay, it will be mm by molecular mass. So here I have just given an example by molecular mass. Here I have just written in short form mm, and here I will give an example of atomic mass. Here that's why I have just written here am, that is atomic mass. So let's see, like here we can all just write O, that means O is an atom, and the molecular mass of oxygen is 16. That means 16 gram, that means 16 gram O atom equals to 1 mole, equals to 1 mole O atom. And here we can just write like, and we know 1 mole equals to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, oxygen atoms, and here it will be O2 molecules. That means here I have given an example by molecular mass, that how molecular mass can be expressed in gram unit and how we will call it as mole. And here I have given an example on atomic mass, that how we can express atomic mass in gram unit and which will be called mole. So in this way we can just call like if molecular mass or atomic mass is expressed in gram unit is called mole. That means in oxygen, like here like O2, this is a molecule and I have written the molecular mass, and then like this molecular mass equals to like 32 gram of oxygen. That means there is 32 gram of oxygen, and this 32 gram O2 equals to 1 mole of O2. Okay, so now we will see some mathematical problems. So this is our first mathematical problem, that how many molecules are there in 5 gram H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. Okay, so first we have to determine the molecular mass of sulfuric acid, like H2SO4. There is hydrogen 1 to 2 plus sulfuric acid 32 plus 16, oxygen 16 into 4 equals to 98. That means the molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98. Okay, so now after determining the molecular mass, we know that 98 gram sulfuric acid, I have just given there sulfuric acid, equals to like 1 mole sulfuric acid. That means we know that 98 gram sulfuric acid equals to 1 mole sulfuric acid. That means here we have to determine that 5 gram sulfuric acid, like how many molecules are there in 5 gram sulfuric acid. And again here we know that 1 mole molecule of any substance is equals to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. That means here we can say directly like 98 gram sulfuric acid equals to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 H2SO4 sulfuric acid molecules. That means in 98 gram sulfuric acid there is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. Okay, so through this with the help of unitary method we can just determine that how many molecules are there in 5 gram sulfuric acid. So here we can just written 5 gram. Okay, 5 gram sulfuric acid. Here like we can just write 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 into 5 and divided by 98. So that will be the number of molecules. Okay, so now we are just calculating it, like 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 into 5 divided by 98. Okay, so that would be like 3.07 into 10 to the power 23. So I am also writing the answer here, like the answer is 3.07. After calculating this, the answer is 3.07 into 10 to the power 22. Sorry, there will be 22. That means 3.07. So after calculating this, like 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 into 5 divided by 98, after calculating this we get 3.07 into 10 to the power 22. So that's how you can determine like how many molecules are there in, like here it can be 10 gram, it can be 15 gram, and there will be a molecule. Okay, so that's how you can just solve this type of problems. Now we are going to the next mathematical problem. Okay, so now we will solve the second mathematical problem, that is calculate the mole of H2O present in 5 gram H2O. That means here we have to determine the mole. Okay, so first of all we have to determine the molecular mass. So the molecular mass of H2O, there is 1 into 2 plus the like atomic mass of oxygen is 16, so that is 18, and we know 18 gram H2O equals to 1 mole H2O, equals to 1 mole H2O. And here we also know that 1 mole H2O we can say it like 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 H2O molecules. But here in the question, like here you can see, calculate the mole of H2 present in 5 gram H2O. There mole is needed, not we don't need to find out the molecules. So here like we don't needed this number, because this number indicates the molecule number. Okay, so here like here already everything is ready, like 18 gram H2O equals to 1 mole H2O. So we can just determine through the unitary method that 5 gram H2O equals to like 1 into 5 divided by 18. Okay, so now I am just calculating it, like 5 divided by 18. Okay, so it will be 0.277 mole H2O. That means in 5 gram H2O, there is 0.277 mole H2O. So I hope you have understand this math. Now we are going to the last math of our class, that is the number 3 mathematical problem. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so this is the third and last math of our today's class. That is, what is the mass of one H2O molecule? So to solve this math, first of all we have to determine the molecular mass of H2O. We have find in the previous math, that is 18. So we know 18 gram. So we know 18 gram H2O equals to 1 mole H2O, and that means 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 H2O. So just see the question here. What is the mass of one H2O molecule? So there is mass, we have to find the mass of like one H2O molecule. Like there, here we have to just exchange this number, so that we'll get the mass of H2O molecule, one H2O molecule. So here we have find that 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 H2O molecules mass is 18 gram. So we have just write here 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. I'm just writing by exchange this in that place and this in that place. We are just exchanging. Okay, 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 H2O molecule equals to 18 gram H2O. Therefore 1 molecule H2O equals to 18 divided by 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So if we are just calculating it, like 18 divided by 6.02 into 10 to the power 23, then it will be 2.99 into 10 to the power inverse 23. So the answer is 2.99 into 10 to the power inverse or minus 23. So that will be the answer. That means in 1 mole H2O there is like 2.99 into 10 to the power 23 mass. That means that's the mass of one H2O molecule. So in this way you can just determine it. So I hope this class will be very helpful for everyone, and I hope that you all understand the whole class that I have mentioned, that the concept of mole and the 3 mathematical problems that I have shown here. Okay, so thanks for watching and Allah Hafiz.